thing that we need to consider about the machine is if the machine shows up CF1, what you need to do is you need to check these 3 wire. Alright, you have to make sure the current flow is supplied, and then if the current flow over here is supplied, and then you need to check the wire behind here, which is these 3 wire, this one, and this one. Okay, make sure the current well supplied for this machine to work properly. Alright, so we move on to the CF2. If the machine shows up CF2, you need to consider this neutral wire. You have to make sure this wire is properly tightened. Let's say if right here loose or here, then the machine will show up CF2. Right, so just make sure this live wire is properly connected to make sure the current supply fully supplied. And then if the machine shows up CF3, you need to consider the arrangement of wire is the same as this. So just make sure the live wire is connected properly, and then the arrangement of the wire, red wire, green, and then the yellow is arranged like this, exactly like this, right? Alright, so we'll move on to the next error code, which is CU. If the machine shows up CU, you need to consider the current supply here. When we switch on this switch, then we have to make sure the current supply here is connected properly. Other than that, you have to make sure the current supply to this machine is connected to the first wire, this wire, third wire, and then the 5th wire. Alright, so the current supply from the isolator will connect directly to this wire. So you can use this test pen to measure the current supply is properly connected. Okay. So let's say the machine shows up JJ, the error code is JJ. What you need to consider is the ice cream mixture inside here. Alright, so inside this hopper should have ice cream. Alright, that's the first thing. And then the ice cream need to above or equal to this level. Alright, and then the second thing is the timing belt. If the ice cream inside here already enough, then you need to consider here. When you switch on the machine, and then this belt should be working, should be running. Alright, so by all means, if this belt and the ice cream inside here is enough, that means this the machine is overworked. Okay. Alright, so let's say if this machine shows up LES, MES, or RES. The L, M, R stand for left, middle, and right. So therefore over here we have 3 sensor stick over here. So we have to make sure this is the left side. We have to make sure this sensor stick should have a click sound when we want to pump the ice cream out. Like this. You come closer and hear the click sound. If the click sound is not heard, then you have to make sure you open up this screw, and then you need to adjust inside here. Alright. Alright, just now for the LES, RES, and MES, we need to consider the sensor stick over here is well operated. So if the metal stick is damaged, then you need to check this part. Let's say we push up this part. If we cannot push inside, then there must be a stuck over there. So you need to clear up this part. So we just need to make sure this sensor stick is well operated. Okay. Alright, next up is if this machine shows up OFF, off. So it is a very simple checking method, which is you need to check this wire is plugged in properly. Right, this side is for this side motor, and then same goes to this side. Which one? This one. You just need to make sure this wire is connected properly if the machine shows up OFF. Alright, so if the machine shows up UH or UL, that means it is involved with the voltage input to the machine. So let's say if the machine shows up UH, that means the current flow is over the limit, which is 430, and above we will consider as UH. If the machine shows up UL, that means the current transferred to this machine is below than 340. So when the machine shows up UH or UL, you need to measure the voltage over here, the voltage meter over here and here. Make sure all of these 3 wire, when the current flow is in between 340 to 430 in between. If beyond 430 must be UH. If lower than 340, this machine will be UL. Okay, so let's say if this machine shows up YCU or YCC, right? So first you need to check the current flow from here. If the current flow is properly connected, then you can refer here. The second, the fourth, and the sixth wire. Make sure the current is connected properly, because this wire is connected to the gas over here. Alright, so let's say all of this is working properly, then the YCU and YCC still shows up, then you need to consider the space beside this machine. So the suggested space between this machine to the next object is 15 to 20 centimeter, either on your left side or on your right side. Other than that, you need to consider the space behind, especially this side. You need to make sure the air ventilation is readily prepared. For the YCC, just now it's for the YCU. You just need to check if the machine shows up YCC, then the suggested way to take care of this machine, you need to switch off this machine first, and then the checking method is the same as YCU, which is the connection supply over there, electric supply over there, and then the electric input over here, and the gas management over here. So you need, after all, you need to consider the space around this machine need the air ventilation supply very well.